Hi, I'm Jenny. Thank you for joining the Madison Public Library. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to create your own Halloween spirit wear with bleach dyeing and tie-dye. With the bleach dye method, you're going to need a 100% cotton shirt. Black lends itself really well to doing the bleach dye for Halloween. You'll need a spray bottle, which you will fill with half bleach and a half water solution, and some paper towels. And then you will need to make a stencil to protect the areas of the shirt that you don't want to bleach. So the first method is using freezer paper, which you can draw on and then cut out. And then use a warm iron, put the shiny side down on your shirt, and you can use the warm iron to attach the freezer paper to your shirt. And that will stay on long enough for you to be able to do the bleaching. I have also put a piece of cardboard between the layers of the shirt to keep the bleach from soaking through to the back side. You can also use a plastic bag or a garbage bag. And then you're going to lay your shirt out and slowly spray your bleach solution onto your shirt and give it time to start bleaching out your shirt. And you can just keep adding layers of the bleach spray until you get the results you like. And I am just wiping off some of the extra bleach from the paper to keep it from soaking through. The second method I used to bleach dye is cutting out a stencil using the Cricut machine. You can use vinyl, or in this case I used some cheap removable shelf liner. So it's a cost-effective way to make your stencil. Again, I placed a layer of cardboard between the layers of my shirt. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply the vinyl to my shirt. Now that my stencil is in place, I'm going to go ahead and spray the bleach solution. Again, I'm going to give it time to start working on the shirt, wiping up some excess. And then I can go back and keep reapplying until I get the effect I want. It's really best to cover up any area of the shirt that you don't want bleached, as you will find a lot of spray goes everywhere. Once you're done with the bleach, you can go ahead and remove the vinyl and just peel off the freezer paper. As you can see, the freezer paper did a great job of keeping the bleach from going through. With the black shirt, I got a bit of a line where I didn't have the shirt protected. I went back and just lightly misted on some more bleach to try to soften up the line there. For the next shirt, we're going to do a tie-dye, and this one is going to be a jack-o'-lantern tie-dye. So I have prepped my shirt, and if you need to know the process, you can take another look at our face mask tie-dye tutorial for instructions. So I have my white shirt prepped and ready to go. It is soaked and still slightly damp. And for this process, you're going to fold the t-shirt in half. Make sure your material is laying nice and flat and line up all the seams. And you're going to want an orange, basically pumpkin shape in the center of your t-shirt. So I cut out a pattern on a piece of paper and cut it in half. I'm laying it on the shirt, and I'm going to trace it with the washable marker. Now the technique here is going to be to gather up the material along your marker line, and we're going to use a rubber band to tie that off. So starting at one edge of the yellow line, you're going to gather up your shirt, turning the shirt as you go to follow the curves. So keep gathering and turning your shirt, and at the folds you should really just be seeing a basically straight line of your marker. You could also just use the bullseye technique for this, but I wanted to try to get a little more of a pumpkin shape. And I'm wrapping my rubber band right on the line of the marker. And then you're just going to fold up the rest of the shirt and place your rubber bands along the remaining length of the shirt. My second technique for tie-dye is the spider tie-dye. So again, for this, I have prepped my white shirt, 100% cotton. For this, it actually works better if you turn your shirt inside out, and you're going to fold your shirt in half, and I would do it with the front of the shirt facing in. So again, make sure that the fabric is nice and flat. Line up all your seams. And then you're going to fold in a spiral down the length of the shirt towards the hem. So if you kind of go across from where the bottom of the sleeve ends, you can start twisting there. Again, going down the shirt in the direction of the bottom hem. So keep twisting and folding up the rest of the shirt, trying to keep a nice tight spiral as you go. So when you are finished, you're ready to grab some rubber bands, start banding up your shirt. You want to keep it nice and tight, but not too tight that the shirt does not lay flat. Right, now we're ready to begin dyeing the shirts. This first set is the jack-o'-lantern tie-dye. So I'm going to use orange on the ends of the shirt. Keep in mind that you need to liberally apply your dye as the shirts are folded in half. It takes quite a bit to soak through all of the layers. But again, that first end is what's going to end up being the jack-o'-lantern in the center of your shirt. So I've done that in orange. And then I'm applying some purple and some black in bands down the remainder of the shirt. And again, you can leave as much or as little white on your shirt as you like. Just remember, if you are putting the color on, it is really thick with the shirts folded in half, so it takes quite a bit of dye to get through all the layers. As you can see, if you look between the folds, there's still a lot of white in there, so I went back and added some more dye in between the folds. And those are done, and they'll get wrapped up in plastic wrap and they will sit overnight. Now for the spider tie-dye. For this, you can use your washable marker again and make about 6 equal wedges on the disc of the shirt, or just eyeball it. I'm going to be using 2 colors for this, so I'm just going to alternate the colors on the wedges around the shirt. So I'm alternating the orange and purple wedges. Again, you want to apply a liberal amount of dye because this shirt is folded in half and it takes quite a bit to get through all the layers. So again, you can kind of take a peek in between the folds. There's still a lot of white space in there. So I'm going to go back and apply some more dye to all the sections. All right, when that side's done, you're going to flip it over, and on the back side, you're just applying black on the entire back side of your disc. All right, so I'm going to get that wrapped in plastic. I'm leaving the black side on the bottom, and that will also sit overnight. And I'm going to go ahead and dye some masks to match my shirts. Here are the finished products. So as you can see, the orange shirt was 100% cotton, so that bleached out nicely. That was using the freezer paper, which is a cheap and easy way to have a stencil for your shirt. And again, with the black, you can see that it bleaches to orange. So the possibilities of bats or black cats or the jack-o'-lanterns apply themselves really well for the black shirts for Halloween. And again, I would just be careful to cover up all the areas that I don't want bleached. Next up are the jack-o'-lantern tie-dyes. So as you can see, I got a little more of a pumpkin shape in the center. Turned out really well. Now I'm going to go ahead and use some black puffy fabric paint, and I can paint on a face for my jack-o'-lantern. And last up is the spider tie-dye. So again, it's better to turn your shirt inside out and to fold it in half with the front side facing in. You can see on this one, when I didn't, the back side actually turned out better, which is why it's better to turn the shirt inside out. And again, there's still a lot of white on this shirt, so you can just apply a lot of dye to get the color to go through all those layers of a folded shirt. I hope you enjoyed this and make some awesome Halloween t-shirts.